And how has your experience at College of Engineering benefited your career in surgical robotics?
Well, so what the College of Engineering did for me was give me the basis of being a solid engineer. That basis was critical such that now, after I left UCSB and graduated, then I went and started learning about different market needs, and it turned out that surgical robotics was a great opportunity to build a company and build a new marketplace. And so I think it kind of gave me the underlying education that I needed to pursue that.
What do you think College of Engineering and ECE at UCSB should be offering in terms of educational outreach or research programs, what we currently do not offer?
Well, so you know, a couple of areas which are very dear to me, which UCSB actually is moving into, is one is on entrepreneurship, and I think the College of Engineering has the TMP program where and it's been actually, as far as I can tell, quite successful with, because I've spoken with many of the students. They get very excited about what they've learned, and several of them have in fact gone off and have started or are trying to start new companies. And so that's been, I hope that continues. The other thing, which I think which is very near and dear to my heart, is in the medical side. And so, although UCSB does not have a medical school, it does have many faculty who do groundbreaking research in the fields of medicine, and that collaboration with the College of Engineering, I think, should be encouraged and continue to be encouraged. And then we have the local hospital, cottage hospital system, which collaborations between there and UCSB, I think, should be continually fostered.
And what ways would you suggest for College of Engineering and ECE to involve alumni in industry in our programs?
Well, I think that what the College of Engineering has to do is to keep figuring out how they can provide value to local industry. I mean, the biggest value that we at InTouch get is really, one is access to hiring students who graduate, and the second, and we have interns as well, and then the second is access to collaborations with the appropriate faculty members. And so those are what we do. I know that some companies, larger, probably mainly larger than InTouch, like some very large companies, they will work on sponsored projects over at UCSB on probably more basic research, which we're not at a stage to be able to do that, but I think those should be encouraged as well.
From an alumni and parental perspective, why is it important to give back to the college?
Well, I think that you should never forget, if you have a fortunate life, as I believe I have had, then you should remember who helped you along those pathways. UCSB is one of it's probably the main organization that I attribute to helping me along my path, and that's why I give back to the College of Engineering, and I hope others who are similarly fortunate as I am would do the same.
How do you give back? Is there any way you give back to the college?
I give back in two ways. One is I give money, and then the second way is I give my time. I serve on the Industrial Advisory Board for both the Department of Electrical Engineering and for the Mechanical Engineering Department, and then other times, sometimes I participate in, like I was a judge at the TMP program, and it turns out some of those students who have gone on to try to start companies or are starting companies, they reach out to me for advice and connections at times, and that time that I spend, I kind of bucket as giving back to the college as well, because the more successful the graduates of the college become, you know, the better it is for the school.
Let's see. What kind of collaborations do you have with COE? College of Engineering, sorry.
What kind of collaborations do I have? Well, the collaborations that we have, it's really principally at this point in time, it's through predominantly my old PhD advisor, Steve Butner. And then I do, you know, we actually just had Matt Terrell speak at our meeting, which, you know, also gave an opportunity to talk about the successes of UCSB, and then we participate, I think, in some of the job fairs and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you still keep in touch with any fellow alumni from the College of Engineering or collaborate in the same way?
Many of the people who work here and in touch with me are colleagues of mine who were at UCSB at the same time, and we became friends then. And so, yes.
So you moved on here to work with them?
Yeah, so I worked together with them here, and then you know, we do stay in touch with some other colleagues who went to school at the same time. In fact, one just visited us a couple of weeks ago. He works for Hewlett Packard up in Oregon. He came down to town. We pulled together a lunch where a lot of us who were at the Robotics Center, which was a center UCSB had in the mid-'80s, we all got together for lunch, and so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And what are your passions?
Well, I have, you know, I kind of bucketize my life in 3 categories. I have my work, which I think at InTouch I really enjoy what we do here. I have my family. I have my wife I met at UCSB, and we have 4 kids. My oldest is going to UCSB.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and studying physics there. And then I have my own things I do for personal enjoyment, and it's predominantly my sports like the surfing and tennis.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us about UCSB or your experience?
I think just overall I had a wonderful experience at UCSB. It spanned a long time. It started in '79. I finished my bachelor's in '82, my master's in '84. I went away for a year. I went to Scripps Oceanographic Institute for a year, and then I came back and I finished my PhD in '88. I taught for a couple of years, and that brought us to about 1990. And then now I continue to stay involved in these various activities like advisory board activities, you know, one-offs, judging, etc. And so I think that I actually forget what the original question was, but I think that I have and plan to continue to stay involved with UCSB.
Great. Well, thank you for your time.
Sure.